Free trade, globalization, outsourcing. We hear these words all of the time, especially at the moment. But what about a word that expresses opposition to these ideas? What about protectionism? Today, we're asking, what is protectionism? How does it work? What are its pros and cons? But before we begin, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a new upload. Protectionism is an economic policy whereby a country tries to shield its domestic industries from foreign competition by restricting trade with other countries. Think of it like putting your national economy in body armour. It might protect it, but it might also weigh it down. Governments that adopt this economic policy might impose tariffs, which are taxes on imported goods from abroad, to make them more expensive. Or they might set import quotas, which are hard limits on how much of a certain product can be brought in from abroad. Now, there are two other groups of protectionist policies which are not focused specifically on imports. A government could enforce strict product standards that are hard for foreign companies to meet, or give subsidies to local businesses to help them compete. What's the big idea? The big idea is to make foreign products less attractive and give local producers a fighting chance. An example here might help. Let's say that you're a country that produces steel, but foreign steel is cheaper. If you let that cheap steel flood your market, local factories might shut down, jobs disappear, entire towns suffer. So, the government steps in. They put a tariff on imported foreign steel, making it more expensive than locally made steel. This tariff is paid for by any company that chooses to buy that cheap foreign steel. Now, the local steel doesn't seem so pricey in comparison, and factories manufacturing locally made steel get more business. Or another example, the government might invest in or subsidize companies that only manufacture locally made steel. Combined with tariffs and import quotas, this would strengthen that locally made steel whilst jacking up the price of foreign steel. So what are the upsides of protectionism? Firstly, it protects jobs and preserves key industries. The effects of industries collapsing due to the growth of cheap labour and products from abroad can be devastating for the local communities in which these operations reside. Towards the end of the 20th century, in areas such as the Rust Belt in the US and the collieries in northern England, major industries declined and workers in these industries lost their jobs, leading to poverty and mental health issues. Unemployed workers cannot spend in the area in which they reside, so bars, coffee shops, and other businesses also closed down. The whole community was affected. Preserving these industries might help to prevent these kind of consequences happening elsewhere in the future. Secondly, protectionism reduces dependence on foreign goods and services. Protectionism can shield a country from global supply chain shocks, like the chaos we saw during COVID-19. Not everything should be made abroad, the argument goes. You might want to keep most food production or medicine local. Thirdly, protectionism encourages local innovation. When local industries know they're protected, they might invest more in long-term growth and skills. Fourthly, protectionism helps to harbour national pride. Buying local can boost morale and identity. Made in your country becomes a badge of honour. But it's not all upside. Firstly, there is the key consequence of higher prices. Returning to our steel analogy, when the company pays this tariff or import tax to the government, it often passes the cost onto consumers by increasing the prices they pay for steel. So let's say the cost of importing the foreign steel is 25% more expensive. Do you really want the price you pay at the store for items with steel in them to go up by 25%? Oh, you might say, but the local steel will now be cheaper. This isn't always the case, and it is often not as cheap as the original foreign steel, because if it was, why would that foreign steel have been dominating the market in the first place? Secondly, protectionism can lead to less choice of products. Fewer imports mean fewer options. Do you enjoy the variety in everything from car brands to clothes to computer manufacturers? Protectionism can shrink these options. Thirdly, there is the risk of retaliation. Other countries might respond to tariffs with their own tariffs, creating a trade war. Nobody wins. Fourthly, there is the risk of complacency. If industries don't have to compete globally, they might stop researching or developing their product to innovate. That's a recipe for stagnation. Fifthly, protectionism hurts global development. Poorer countries trying to export their goods might get shut out by rich countries' protective walls. Some might argue that protectionism is a balancing act. Too much and your economy is isolated, its products become overly expensive and companies stop innovating and improving. Too little and your local industries could be wiped out by global giants, destroying local communities where these industries were once dominant. So, where do you stand? Is protectionism effective bodily armour, or clunky and likely to weigh a country's national economy down? Let me know in the comments. And please, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching.